Hi and welcome. My name is Melissa, if you haven't been here before. Today we're going to be cooking ham, a boiled dinner, ham, potatoes, carrots. We're also going to have some collards. Our main focus is going to be on the collards today because a lot of people do not know how to make them or make them improperly. I'm going to preface by saying there's nothing like buying collards from a farmer, your farmer's market. Down North Carolina, the man on the side of the road in his pickup truck, buy his collards. They taste different. They're just fresh and they're great. I'm up here no north. It's winter time, so we do have to buy them from the grocery store. So they're not as lovely as they can be, but they're still going to be good. So the first thing, this is how they come. We're going to clean them. They need to be cleaned 3 times. Warm water, a little bit of vinegar. I'm going to show you how to do that. Then we're going to cut them. And say maybe 10, 15 years ago, you really couldn't buy them at the grocery store up here in the north, where I live. So you were stuck with buying frozen ones, which, you know, if you like collards, they're okay. But they cut them, like they're just leafy pieces, kind of like spinach. And they don't, I don't know, it's the whole thing about cutting them the right way, preparing them the right way that tastes. It's the whole feeling of eating collards, to me anyways. And you can buy them in the can. Those are just, sorry, disgusting. Some people might be able to cook them and like them, and I apologize, but they're not good. You want to be able to get them as fresh as you possibly can. So up here, this is the best thing, buying them at the grocery store, and you just do the best with what you got. So now I'm going to show you the first step. So we're going to start by filling up our sink, which I cleaned thoroughly. We're going to fill it up with some warm water. We're going to add about, I don't know, about a cap full of vinegar. I'm going to have a pot over here with the same amount of vinegar that I'm going to do my second wash in. So all we're going to do is put these in here. Take up the little binder. And we're going to let them soak. Because even when you get them from the grocery store, you don't know how good they clean them. And they're grown in dirt, so they can get pretty dirty. Sometimes from the grocery store, I might only have to do 2 washes. I'll see what the water looks like. And I'm just kind of pressing them down under here so they get a good wash. And break them apart from their things here. We're going to cut that anyway, so it don't really matter. I'm going to let that sit, you know, a good 5 minutes or so. See that I can see the dirt already coming off here. Got little pieces of dirt floating already. Okay. We'll let that one sit. And while that's sitting, I'm going to take you over here for a minute. So in another pot over here, I'm just got like a slice and a half of bacon. I'm just cutting it up into small pieces in here. A lot of people will use a turkey leg, ham bone, lard. I like it with this. It's a little small. It's not a whole lot of bacon. Just a little bit for the flavor. And because I am cooking ham today, I'm going to take, once the bacon's crisped, I'm going to take a little bit of the ham water and put that in there. And it's going to, I'll show you when we get to it. We'll put a couple little spices in there. But this is what we're just going to be frying this up while we're waiting for the collards to be clean. Like I said, it's not much. I am going to add a little bit of olive oil. Teaspoon. We're just going to let that fry up. I mean, you can even, if you didn't want to do bacon, I'm doing bacon because this is going to be way more than enough. It's going to go in freezer bags, and this is just how I like it. But if you were just making the whole batch, that's for your family, you could just take even a few pieces of your ham right here and put that in there. So we got our first and second wash done, and I think that's all this is going to need is 2 washes and a rinse. So we're just going to rinse them right quick. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Sorry about that. Pour that dirty water in there. That wasn't too bright. Okay, so we're just going to take them out right quick. Okay. I'm just going to give them a good rinse. Move this pan over here for a second. We're done with that pan. Okay, so here's another good rinse. So we did 2 soaks, 1 good rinse. I'll shut that off. I'm going to get my board out. Okay, so our next step is we're going to clean them up a little bit. There's maybe a little burnt areas. We're going to cut them off. We're going to cut out the big stem. Now these, I'm not going to throw in my regular veggie thing. They're going to be in one on their own because it's going to be a strong flavor, so it'll be for a vegetable stock. So we don't really want it in with our regular chicken or beef stocks. And see, I don't know if you can tell, they get like a little burnt. Like this little bit ain't no big deal, but you want to cut out the little pieces. You don't want to eat that. So they get a little bit, even when you buy them from the farmers, so sometimes the sun just burns it out a little bit. So again, we've got these pieces here. We're just chopping them up. And then we're going to layer them on top of each other. Cut out that little piece. Cut out this. And I just grabbed 3 for now to just show you. I usually pile it maybe 5 or 6 at a time. And then we're going to roll it. Roll it like as tight as you can. I guess like a cigar. Got these any little extra pieces, you just kind of tuck it. And then this part here, this is what you want to do. You want to cut little ribbons. So you really want to be tiny, tiny. Sometimes these little, it's not going to be as ribbony because I got this bulk here, but wait till we get to the part that's rolled really tight. Okay, now they're starting to be like ribbony. So they're not huge. You see them start being in this little roll, so like little ribbons instead of big leafy bites. And you're just going to continue to do that. Okay, so I got them all cut up in the pot. I want to show you these little youngins, these little baby ones that are in the middle. A lot of nutrients in them. Their stem is not as thick and hard. So these little ones, I'm just going to take the couple of seconds, again, just roll them. They're little baby ones, so they're harder to roll. But just as tiny of slivers as I can get it here. But these are the ones that are found in the middle of the plant. So they haven't matured into the big leaves. But they're just as good, just as delicious. And the stalk is so tender, so you can chop that right up and put that in there. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna bring you guys, oh, this one I'm just gonna rip with my hands. Bring you guys over there and see where we're at with that. Okay, here's our pot of collard greens. While it was soaking, and I forgot to show you guys, I cut up an onion into these little slivers here. And so those are on the bottom. And we got our bacon that browned. So we're just gonna coat this with that little bit of olive oil and bacon grease. We're gonna throw in, about 1.25 teaspoons of salt. I'm gonna throw in some black pepper. I'm gonna start with like 1/4 cup of this broth from the ham. I'm gonna throw that in there. You don't really need a whole lot of water because they were wet when we cut them up, so we got that, and they're gonna produce their own little bit of water. So what I might do is I'm gonna add maybe another about a teaspoon or two of olive oil. My cousin had shown me this. It's a little bit more healthier than using like the lard or lots of butter or another. So the olive oil, and the olive oil tastes very good in it. But as you can see, now they got kind of cut up. They're like just little ribbons. You just take a couple minutes when you're prepping something to do it. It only takes a couple more minutes. But this will be great because I'm not going to eat all this, obviously, for dinner today. I'm going to break it up into freezer-safe bags. And so I can take it out. I can have it just as a side, or I can throw it in a soup. But it's already chopped up, and I'm not dealing with big, huge, leafy pieces. Okay, so I can see that soaked that up right away. So I'm going to add another 1/4. So 1, 2, so maybe about 3/4 a cup of that ham water. And this ham's been cooking for a couple hours now. This I want to just simmer 30, 45 minutes. Now, a lot of people put sugar in this. I do not. There's no reason for it. Only time you got to put sugar in it is if it's really bitter. And it's really bitter when it's out of season or it's picked too soon. Collards is a winter vegetable. And so you want that little bit of broth in there because this is, when I come back and check in like 15 minutes, I might add another cup, 1/4 cup or whatever. But this is called pot liquor. So you want to save that. Give yourself a little cup. I'll show you and drink it. It's rich in vitamin K, vitamin A, I think vitamin B. I'll tell you exactly when I do it. It's really rich in nutrients. And my dad, this is, of course, Collards is a southern dish to me. So my dad would always, he would call it pot liquor. And we'd always have that little, like a half of a juice glass full, 2 ounces or something, ounce, and just drink it down. High in nutrients and minerals. Very, very good for you. And the vitamin K is helps your blood to clot. So that's very good. You don't hear about vitamin K a lot, and it's not also just collards. It's mustard greens and turnip greens that they call this like the pot liquor. and has the same nutritional value. All right, so we're just gonna let this simmer. Our ham's already been on for like 2 hours. I'm gonna cut my potatoes and carrots and throw that in. And we'll be having lunch, sure enough. So it's been about 25 minutes. You can see the juice down in there. There's the pot liquor. These are about done, maybe 5 more minutes. See how much they reduced? They already smell delicious. They're gonna be delicious. So this is how we make collards. Now I'm gonna bring you over to our ham and show you what's going on over here. Oh, sorry about my hand there. So we got the ham in the pot. I put in 4 or 5 red potatoes. I just cleaned them up. Some I quartered, some I halved. Kept the skin on. Oops, big splash. And a few carrots down here. They're way down the bottom. But this has been 3 hours this has been on now. So I have flipped it like every 20, 30 minutes. I do have a bigger pot, but just a pain to clean. So I just do, when it gets a little bit less water, I just keep adding water to it. So we want these potatoes covered, so we'll add a little bit of water. When these potatoes and carrots are done, everything else is done. And this whole other side of ham is all, good ham meat. It's already very, very tender. Fork tender here. Well, I guess since I took that piece off, I'll have to taste it. One thing I want to tell you is, because I've been telling you over and over again, when you make potatoes, you've got to salt. This, you do not have to salt. There's plenty of salt in this ham for your potatoes. You don't want to add nothing to it. No salt, no pepper, no nothing. I mean, you can salt and pepper and butter your potatoes and carrots once they're on your plate, but not in this pot at all. So this, we're just going to put on low. The collards on low. This is still on, about 4. Probably another 25, 30 minutes, and it'll be time to have our lunch today, supper. And I will be back to show you guys my finished plate. But in the meantime, if you've enjoyed this video, if you want to subscribe, like, comment, share, I would greatly appreciate that. Here is my finished plate, guys. We got some ham, butter, carrots, cornbread, collards. Here's that cornbread. We've got just a little shot of our pot liquor here that I'm going to drink that down. A couple things I want to tell you. I told you about the all the vitamins in this pot liquor. Absolutely delicious. But the ham, now, you saw how big a piece of ham that was. You know we're not going to eat all that for dinner, but we're going to make that. That was I think it was $9.07 or $10.17, something like that, ham. I gave it a nice piece to my son and daughter-in-law. I cooked this piece. I put 1 piece in the freezer. This piece now, I'm going to make probably 3 scallop potatoes out of it. We're going to have ham for lunches for the rest of the week. We can throw some ham in other things. The eggs in the morning, omelets. So this now, right now at this point, this $10 ham is now up to 7 meals. And I'm going to try to keep track and see actually how many it really does get. And if I can get, my son and daughter-in-law tell me how much they made out of theirs, that would be more helpful. But God bless you all. Thank you for watching me. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe. God bless you all.